We were getting word that Leewood Elementary School is locked down.
Yeah.
If you are just joining us, two young men apparently dressed in long black trench coats opened fire about an hour and a half ago at a high school just outside of Denver in Littleton, Colorado. At least 3 students have been injured and possibly as many as 8. We know that victims have been taken to area hospitals. One student has apparently been critically injured, and we know that one of the victims may be an adult woman. There is a huge presence of police and sheriff's deputies.
6 to 8 outside. We don't know who's injured inside yet.
Are still believed to be inside the school, as are many students.
Joining us now, NBC News correspondent Dan Abrams, who has just arrived in Littleton. Dan, what can you tell us?
It's an eerie sight to see so many sort of scenes from an everyday school event. You see kids walking around in gym attire. You see students still working out with their weight belts on, and you see a lot of tears. But the most striking vision here at the school is parents searching around frantically for their children. They are trying the best they can, school officials, to put lists together of which students are here. Students are checking in at various points at the school to make sure that if those lists become available, that their parents can know that they were on the list and that they're okay. But there is a certain degree of chaos here because they don't know. There's not sort of a central meeting point yet. You see students at various points in the school, but again, the most striking aspects of being here are both seeing all of these students in tears in gym.
We have heard some pretty frightening stories from students describing gunshots ricocheting off lockers. They describe these suspects as students of the school. Can you confirm for us that you are looking into that possibility?
We're looking into it, but we have no idea who the shooters are as of yet.
2 students we spoke with on the telephone described them as members of the Trenchcoat Mafia, which is a group, they just say, are a group of disenfranchised kids that have threatened revenge in the past for kids making fun of them. Have you heard that theory?
No, have not. Not up here.
And can you give us any more information on the kinds of weapons you think these suspects may have?
We have no idea. Only thing we know is automatic weapons.
Automatic weapons.
That's all we know of right now.
Yeah, there was also a report that a pipe bomb might have been used.
That's true.
That you can confirm that?
Well, we have heard explosions. We don't know what type of bomb it was or what the explosion was.
And Deputy Baker, we've been looking at pictures, aerial views of the school for the better part of the last half hour. Do we believe the students are pretty much in one area of the school now, in the auditorium area, or can we even confirm that?
Boy, we can't confirm that either.
And
not until we actually get inside.
And earlier you described an exchange of gunfire from the inside out. Describe to us the difficulty of your sharpshooters getting into the school right now.
Well, the whole problem is when you've got victims inside the school, you got to be careful of that. So that's what we're running into now.
And another reporter actually described a scene where in the hallway leading into this auditorium you had a bunch of people. He didn't know whether they were teachers or students.
That I have no idea.
Yeah. Is it a possibility we're talking about much bigger numbers than 17? Or is this just a pretty good guesswork right now? 17. Hostages.
And I don't know if they're actually hostages yet. I mean, last we heard is they were barricaded, but I don't know if the shooters are actually inside with them.
Okay, and can you give us an idea of the numbers of people now who are involved in work outside the perimeter of school trying to get in?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, our agency, Denver, is involved, and Sheridan PD, Edgewater PD, so a number of agencies are involved.
And I imagine your phone lines now are flooded with panicked parents trying to figure out how they're...
severely disrupting what was an ordinary school day.
All right, NBC News correspondent Dan Abrams on the scene for us in Littleton, Colorado. Laurie.
It is 3 o'clock here on the East Coast. If you are just joining us, 1 o'clock in Littleton, Colorado, where there has been a school shooting about 2 hours ago. 2 young men apparently dressed in long black trench coats opened fire in a school shooting what we believe to be up to 8 people. There have also been reports of explosions in the school, but we do not know what has caused those explosions, whether they were caused by a grenade or a pipe bomb or something like that. We're still getting information in constantly.
And again, at least 8 victims so far. We don't know the status of them. We had gotten a report that one may be in critical condition and there may be an adult victim, but these are at least 8 casualties at this point. 8 people shot in the school. Again, we don't know their condition, but as you're watching the pictures coming from our affiliate KUSA in Denver, these students and others being carried away from the scene. Laurie, as you mentioned, this is still an active crime scene. Gunmen are still inside the school, and that's...
And they believe that students may also still be inside the school, which is why they're treating this as a very sensitive kind of active crime scene.
Dan Abrams, our correspondent.
The difficulty in trying to penetrate this school, particularly when they know that there is a good possibility that hostages are involved. Now, although the deputy couldn't confirm this, another report has that number at about some 17 students and teachers inside the school right now. The deputy reported an exchange of fire from the inside out that apparently, obviously, was coming from the suspects to these sharpshooters, and clearly with the involvement of the Denver sharpshooting team as well as other Metro help. They're doing everything they can to secure the perimeter of this school. Right now we're going to go back to KMGH-TV, who has been covering this story since it broke a little over an hour ago, to see if they have any more pieces of this puzzle put together.
The back. All 3 of them are considered to be in serious condition. They are awaiting one more patient here at Swedish Hospital, and they also tell us that there are 2 helicopters that will be transporting patients. They're not sure if those patients will be coming here or to other hospitals, since they already have these 3 students here. But once again, we want to reiterate, these are students who have been brought here to Swedish. One of them a young woman with 9 gunshot wounds to the chest, the other a female with 1 gunshot wound, 1 male. All of their families, except for the one woman with the 9 gunshot wounds, the families have been notified. Families have started to gather here at Swedish, and they have people from their pastoral center working with those families right now. So that's the latest right here from Swedish, and we will stay here and keep you posted as more information comes to us.
And earlier you had told us that you were aware that other hospitals were involved, or at least gearing up to receive victims from Columbine High School.
Once again, you've been listening to KMGH-TV's live coverage of the shooting at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. This is about the best information we can give you right now. It is believed that some 1,800 students attend that school. Right now, the deputy sheriffs are saying that they believe there is a good possibility that hostages are trapped inside with the seriously looking at a theory right now that the suspects may actually be students of the school. 2 witnesses that we talked to on the telephone described them as members of the trench coat mafia. These are kids they claim routinely dress in black trench coats and have issued threats before to seek revenge on any other students that may have made fun of them along the way. There are varying accounts of the types of weapons.
We understand.
Inside the school right now, there was an exchange of gunfire a little over 25 minutes ago from the inside out. Deputy Baker, who I just spoke with from the Sheriff's Department out there, said he believes some pipe bombs were set off, and that these students, or suspects we should say right now, are armed with some semi-automatic weapons. Right now, we believe that as many as 8 students or teachers have been transported to local hospitals. St. Anthony, Swedish hospitals, among others. You have help coming in from Denver right now, 8 different separate medical centers working on this, and 6 different metro police agencies. So right now, that wraps it up for this coverage of Fox News Now. Right now, I am Paula Zahn. When we come back from the KMGH TV coverage in a couple minutes, I will turn this over to Catherine Cryer. Let's listen in.
Early on, right there at that location, before the suspects...
Here, there are 3 victims in here, 2 females, 1 male. We do have all students. We do have 1 female student brought in with 9 gunshot wounds to the chest. And
some of the schools in the Littleton area that are in lockdown mode, that being that they have been locked from the inside. None of the students or teachers can go out, and nobody can come in. Let's try to get that. Basically what this means is that parents are being asked to stay away from these schools for safety reasons for the children right now while the police get this situation under control. Again, here are the schools we have been told: Wilder Elementary, Centennial Elementary, Goddard Middle School, Littleton Prep Charter Charter School, Littleton Academy Charter School, and then there was an added one here, Collegiate Academy, again, of Colorado, are all right now in lockdown mode, meaning if you have children that are in these schools, they have been locked from the inside, and they are discouraging parents from arriving there just to keep the safety of the children as the first priority.
If you're a parent, obviously that's an uneasy situation
yes.
to think of it right there, but please also understand that that is the best situation in terms of safety for the children in those elementary schools. We want to put up this parent information line again. It's 303-982-6836, and please, we would like to emphasize that this is a parent information line. Apparently they are being inundated by calls from other people who are wishing to get some information, but it has been set up for parents of Columbine High School students only. So if you would please allow the parents the right to use that line exclusively. They're trying to get a second line up at the moment. We'll let you know if and when they do and what that number may be.
Let's also try to get an update on the victims of this situation that we know as of now. Ann Trujillo is at Swedish Medical Center. She has told us that so far she does have confirmed that there have been 3 people
is identify as many kids as we can. We have parents calling the school or the church trying to find out if their kids, if we heard anything, if we know anything. So we came down to see how many we can identify. Emily's actually one of the kids from the church.
And Emily, you were also in the school at the time of the shooting. Yes. Tell me what happened and what you saw. You saw a very traumatic event. Talk to me about that.
Yes, I was in the library, and the whole room was just filled with smoke, and I heard gunshots all over, and the 2 guys who were the trenchcoat mafia came into the library and were just shooting everyone that they could, anyone that they can, you know. And so we were all under the tables, and the girl who was sitting right across from me under the table was shot in the head right there. And I mean, it was the worst feeling that I've ever had, because I mean, blood was just going all over, and I mean, I witnessed that, you know, and it was hard.
Now, how did you manage to get away? Did you hide under a desk or go into a closet or what?
I was still under the table when they were still coming in, and then they just kept on going back and forth between that and I guess the cafeteria are all over. So once they left the library, we just kind of ran and were running towards the cop cars, and that's when they transported us down here.
Were these guys saying anything as they were shooting at kids?
They were saying that they wanted to do this for their revenge for the school, I guess, because I mean, they're such an outcast at our school. Yeah. So otherwise,
you must feel so lucky to be here today.
I am very glad. I'm praying so hard.
Okay, thank you so much, Emily. Thank you, Ted, so much. You know, it's almost hard to describe the situation around here. It is so chaotic. Kids are shaking, they're crying, they're screaming. None of them have ever seen anything like this. It's just a very, very sad moment here, and I think a lot of parents are arriving.
And did not know if other people
reassure them and counsel them that they are in fact going to be okay. At this moment, things have slowed down in this area, but we will keep you posted if we hear anything else. Back to you.
Okay, Ginger.
Thanks, Ginger.
We want to join James again on the phone. James is inside the school. James, we understand you tried to call the police and couldn't get through, so we're working on trying to hook you up with the police, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
We hear you've heard more gunshots?
Yeah, in fact, I got a little TV watching you guys right now.
Okay.
Hoping that I can see what's going on outside.
Well, you'll see.
Trying to be a little bit quiet so they can't hear me from inside.
Definitely.
You'll see what we see for sure. What are you hearing right now?
Heard a couple gunshots, and then people were running up and down the hall a little bit. And I guess I don't know what happened outside. I just heard them yelling, telling them to get down. They're inside the cafeteria. I hear stuff being thrown around. I'm just staying underneath this desk. I'm upstairs. I don't know if they know I'm up here. I'm just glad they don't.
Okay.
I'm just staying upstairs for right now. I just hope they don't know.
Don't tell us where you are.
Yeah,
This is breaking news coverage from MSNBC of a school shooting in Littleton, Colorado. Here's what we know. At least 8 students shot so far, according to authorities. That's what they know about. There are 2 gunmen who they believe are still inside who are responsible for the shooting, according to authorities. There are some students who are inside as well. This is Littleton, Colorado, southwest of Denver. You are looking at pictures coming from our affiliate KUSA Television in Denver. Laurie?
David, let's go now to Dan Abrams, who is at the scene. And Dan, I believe that you have a student with you?
Well, that's right, Lori. I'm standing outside here in front of the library where a lot of the students are running to. It is really chaotic here. Parents running back and forth, looking for their children, people embracing each other in tears. I've got Will Beck standing here with me, who is a 10th grader, who actually saw some of this happen, so I'm going to put him on the